Trainers, welcome to Go Battle League. First rule of Go Battle League is you do not talk about Go Battle League. Second rule of Go Battle League is you do not talk about Go Battle League. Glad you understand. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy ABC bringing you some more Pogo Bros content. And today we've got a very special episode that is Fight Club themed, and it is specifically inspired by my 69th subscriber, Totenias. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Let me know if I'm not. About a month back, Totenias commented that you wanted to see Dynamic Punch Machamp. Well, you've got it. You wanted to see Poison Jab Toxicroak. I kind of put a little twist on that. We're doing Poison Sting. And I'm sure, hopefully you'll forgive me, but I know you've seen Poison Jab before, so new content right here. But with this team, we got fighters from all walks of life. We got Machamp with buffed Bullet Punch, does 2 more damage than it did last season. It's gonna hopefully catch some ghosts and fairy types off guard. And we've got Dynamic Punch on it. And we've got Legacy Payback, so maybe we'll see some booms. We've also got a fighter that has no fighting moves, Toxicroak. Hopefully we'll get some coverage advantages and boom some Pokemon that are unsuspecting of Mud Bomb or Shadow Ball. And then finally, we've got the non-fighter, Dragonite. That's going to have some fighting tendencies with Superpower. Dragonite's going to be trying to earn its stripes today to join Fight Club, so we'll see if Dragonite's successful. But anyways, if you're new to the channel and you enjoy this content, please subscribe, leave a like, drop a comment, you name it. But without further ado, let's get into these battles. Alright, into this first battle. We've got Lapras in the lead. This is a very neutral lead. A little bit worse if Lapras has Ice Beam. But we're going to go ahead and go with the Superpower, but the opponent switches out into a Muck. Now we're going to farm up some energy and throw off this Dragon Claw before switching out and catching the move on the Toxicroak. Anything that this Muck throws will be resisted, so we're able to overfarm significantly. Opponent also throws on bad timing, giving us an extra Poison Sting. We're going to farm up extra energy, to actually do 100 energy, and throw on good timing, see what the opponent wants to do. They let the Mud Bomb go through, and they come in now with the Giratina. So this is where Shadow Ball really comes in handy. Boom! Now that's a lot of damage. The opponent comes back now in with the Lapras. Dragonite is coming in threatening the shields with Superpower. The opponent goes ahead and shields our bait. And we're actually going to call a bait ourselves here. So now the opponent is throwing Sparkling Arias. We can tank 1. And we can actually tank 2. But it's questionable whether we make it to that Superpower. So we're going to throw before being farmed down. And the opponent thinks it's a Superpower. So suddenly we've gotten 2 shields. And now we come in with Machamp. So now we have 2 shields that we were able to expend right here. And then the opponent comes back in with the Giratina. And this is, I think, when they're realizing that we are not running a fighting type fast move. And they top left GG's. Third rule of Go Battle League is opponent yells stop, goes limp, or top lefts, the battle is over. Alright, in this next battle we have Dragonite into Drapion. The Drapion gets a defense drop with the Crunch, but we make sure to time it so that way they throw again as soon as we swap into our Toxicroak, catching the move, wasting the opponent's energy, and we are looking really good right now. The opponent is now going to throw an Aqua Tail. We're making sure to overfarm. We anticipate winning CMP tie, yes we do. So we can see what the opponent wants to do now. They let it through, and then they come in with a Typhlosion. And I'm really grateful that we have Poison Sting right now because we are able to spam out those Mud Bombs, but we bank the energy and go into our Dragonite, who has a lot of energy, and the opponent has a Sylveon in the back. So this is very problematic. We go ahead and throw Superpower because it's only single resisted, and it lowers our defense so that way the opponent can charm us down quicker and we give them less farm. We come now in with the Machamp, and these Bullet Punches are doing serious damage. Luckily, the opponent, I believe, throws on bad timing right here, giving us a whole Bullet Punch for free. I don't believe we can get the farm down, so we switch out in Toxicroak, where charms are only neutral, and we're able to farm it down, giving us a Mud Bomb to go into the Typhlosion, and we have a move banked on the Machamp for this CMP tie winning dynamic punch. GG's. Alright. Guzzlord in the next matchup. With this one, we really don't want to throw in bad timing, so we just let the opponent throw first. They're going to throw the Dragon Claw, and it makes it easier for us to throw on good timing after 2 Dragon Breaths. And then what we're going to do next, they're going to shield. We're going to throw 1 Dragon Breath and then switch, so that way the damage registers on the Toxicroak. And now the opponent is more or less in Mud Bomb range. And now they come in with a Giratina, and you've seen this before. Let's do it again. Boom! Look at all that damage right there. And we managed to play to a CMP tie right here thanks to the pacing of Poison Sting. And this is fantastic for us because the opponent spends their energy. If they were smart, they would undercharge and then get a nice little farm down on us because our fast move is resisted, but that's fine with us. We do get that farm down, and the opponent comes in with their Guzzlord, but we hard swap so that way we get an energy lead. And does the opponent respect the payback? Boom! What a knockout shot. Got the screenshot. Opponent top lefts. Battle's over. GG's. Alright, into the next battle. The opponent has a shiny Nidoqueen here. And they're also running Poison Sting, so I would conjecture that the opponent is potentially running double nukes here. And my foolish pride kept me from shielding that because I didn't throw on the timing I wanted. And I was just hoping at that point that I wasn't shielding a Poison Fang, and I did the same thing here. Double nuke. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is pretty brutal, guys. Sometimes you're going to win, and sometimes you're just going to get flexed on here. And the opponent is doing exactly that, but we're not giving up. We're not giving up. These bullet punches are doing a lot of damage here. We're building up energy, but these Dragon Breaths are shredding through us here. We tried to go back-to-back on the dynamic punches, but it was just one turn too short. And the opponent gets our second shield here, so now we're just going to throw this move. The opponent lets it through, and they have a Primeape in the back. We're just going to go for the glory here. And they let it through knowing they'd survive, and they just flex on us majorly. GG's. The opponent deserves that win. Alright, into this next match. They got a Fraligator in the lead. I don't even think they built up to the Ice Beam here, so we're just going to let this Hydro Cannon through. Yep, and then they come in with Tentacruel, so this is fantastic for us. So now we're going to come in with the Toxicroak, and we're able to spam out these Mud Bombs here for super effective damage. We are resisting the poison jabs, so this is looking really good for us. We do let a Scald through. Luckily, no debuff right there. We're going to overfarm. Looks like it might be a CMP tie right here. Let's see. We actually take them out, so we're not going to find out. Then they come in with a Virizion here, and we're going to go for the Shadow Ball here, assuming we only get to 1 move, and the opponent lets it through for considerable damage, and the opponent throws so that way we can't get more fast move pressure on them. So we're looking really good here. And then they come in with the Fraligator, and at this point we're going to shield up because we're doing considerable fast move pressure. We make sure to throw in good timing right here. See what the opponent wants to do. Likely they give us their last shield, and they do. So now we're just going to likely just let this go and just put it all in Machamp's hands. These are resisted bullet punches, by the way, but we get the perfect farm down. Let's go. And the opponent sees the writing on the wall, and they top left. GG's. All right, in this next matchup, we have a shiny Tapu Koko here. So kind of a core breaker for the team. We go into our best counter here with the Toxicroak, and hopefully the coverage moves help us out here. And we have a very good matchup here with this Venusaur. So we're looking good right now. They do considerable damage with the Frenzy Plant, and we lose track of their energy, and we have to spend a shield that we otherwise shouldn't need to do, which is unfortunate. So to make up for that, I undercharge it a little too much though, because they're able to get to a Frenzy Plant on minimal HP, forcing us to do our second shield. I think this battle was late at night, so that's why I'm playing so sloppy in this one. They do come in with their Pyroar, so they are pretty spicy. We survive on 1 HP. This is a rank 8 Shadow Machamp, so it has about as much bulk as a Shadow Machamp could, and that's what allows us to get a shield before being taken down. We're going to come in now with the Dragonite, and we imagine that they're going to go for Crunch here. They actually go for another Flame Charge, so maybe they're single moved. This is still early on in the season. So we're going to see some interesting play, singular movesets, but now we're going to come in with the Toxicroak. We do have a lot of energy, so we're going to throw this Mud Bomb. It does considerable damage, and we go for another one, but the opponent actually wins CMP against us, So can we get this farm down? No. We fall just a little short. So we had a really tough lead, but we did have an advantage in the counter swap, or in the save swap, but we played that very poorly, and we take the loss. So respect to the opponent, though. Alright, in this next matchup, it's very favorable. We have a Typhlosion, and they're choosing to stay in, so they're probably weak to Dragonite in the back. So for that reason, I'm going to try and go for a catch here, knowing that they're going to throw the Thunder Punch, which I can then tank on one of my fighters in the back. And we are correct. So now we have a lot of energy going into this Talonflame. Certainly they're not expecting the Shadow Ball. They actually are. Maybe they're expecting a Sludge Bomb or something like that, but they do shield our Nuke. They do choose to throw, which is very good for us because we can tank those Incinerates a little decently on the Dragonite, though we're at low HP. They go for another Flame Charge here. We're just going to go and chip this while we can. And then we do get a few Dragon Breaths in before switching out, so that way we don't get incinerated down, and now we're just hoping that we can Bullet Punch through this thing. The extra damage on the Bullet Punch is very valuable here, because that Talonflame is very oppressive with its fast move pressure. We do take out the Typhlosion here, and they come in with an Obstagoon. Oh boy. On CMP Ty. Boom! Let's go! Got the screenshot. Bullet Punch down the Talonflame. Let's go. GG's. Alright. In this next matchup, the opponent switches out of their Giratina into Cobalion. So my guess is they're running Shadow Claw on the Giratina. The opponent does shield our move, unfortunately. But Toxicroak is a complete wall to Cobalion. They go for Stone Edge for extra damage at the expense of being less energy efficient, which is fine with us. We make sure to throw in good timing here. This will do considerable damage, though it will not knock out. And then we'll never fast move them down because we're running a poison move, which is double resisted. But we can afford to take a Sacred Sword right here. And then we throw our Mud Bomb, winning switch, and we get to a move before being taken out. So Toxicroak definitely did its job here. Chip damage is very valuable in this instance with a bulky Pokemon like Giratina. We're going to go ahead and shield the Dragon Claw here. They come in with a Wall Ring, so the opponent likely expects the superpower, but we're going to throw it anyways. They do give us that last shield, and now we come in with the Machamp, and the opponent does not want that smoke. GG's. Alright, Chestnut in the lead. Very good lead here. We're going to take whatever move they have to throw here. Luckily, it's not a Smackdown Chestnut because those do exist. But the opponent switches into their Goodra, and we have a lot of energy to throw. We get one shield already, and we're going to either get this very low or get this second shield right here. They let it through, so now we can Poison Sting down with the Toxicroak now. We can take whatever move they throw. I don't believe they built up to the Draco. We get the fast moves in, and now the Chestnut comes back in. I really wish I had Sludge Bomb right here, but this will do. Gives us a nice little farm down opportunity right here. And we're going to take the superpower, and we survive on minimal HP. We make sure to throw after one sting so that way we don't get incinerated down, and we get that final shield on the on the Skeledirge. So you've seen this before, and you're going to see it again. Or at least hopefully the opponent doesn't top left. Come on, stay in there. All right, here we go. Oh, we're not done actually. This opponent is in for a rude awakening here. Oh boy. Boom! Let's go. GG's. Oh man, that was dirty. Oh man, this was a really fun team actually. I didn't expect to do this well, but the losses were pretty bad, but the wins were oh so sweet. Oh so sweet. Anyways, Dragonite here into the Giratina. We do get a shield. The opponent's choosing to stay in here. We're going to go ahead and shield this Dragon Claw to maintain our Dragonite because we can get to this next Dragon Claw before they get to their next move. And they decide to shield it, and now we come in with the Machamp, and I'm not even sure if the opponent realizes what fast move we're running yet. Nope, they switched out, but we are getting charmed down, but we do get to this Dynamic Punch, and let's see how much this does. Wow, that does a lot of damage. Wasn't expecting that, honestly, but this puts it in perfect farm down range. Well, not completely perfect, because it would have been nice to farm it down before we got to the move, but we have enough energy now to where we can throw a move into this Giratina. We do not want to take another move, and they have a Skeledirge in the back. So we're going to go ahead and throw on good timing here. And let's see what we're going to do. Oh, baby. Yep. Yes, that is nice. That's good stuff right there. And they full sent the Shadow Ball too. So now we can go ahead and go for a little Shadow Ball of our own. We didn't need to, but we want to put that exclamation point on this win. GG's. All right, and see, we got a positive set right there. Caught an NUKE. All right, next match. We have a nice shiny Guzzlord here. And in this matchup, we decided to catch the move. So you've seen a different strategy before, but now this one gives our Toxicroak an energy lead into the secondary matchup, and it's very valuable here where there is a Galarian Weezing on the other end. So we're going to see what the opponent does. They have Brutal Swing here. So it looks like they're probably running Brutal Swing and Sludge right here. Although in this instance, it would be better to go for Sludge because you get Stab on it and it's more energy efficient, but we don't care. So we're going to go ahead and throw this Mud Bomb. And the opponent shields it curiously. So we got another Mud Bomb waiting for them. Maybe they underestimated how much energy we generate. But then we come in for the Machamp and go for the full snipe. But the opponent does manage to throw a move off, but we shielded that up. And we did get that farm down, giving us energy to go into this Gastrodon here. So now the Gastrodon has been chipped considerably. They throw a Body Slam, and that's not enough to take us out. Rank 8 Machamp IVs right there coming in handy. Let's go. Goodbye, Gastrodon. And then we're now in with the Dragonite here. You could argue I should have gone for the superpower right there. I did not want to get farmed down afterwards if it didn't KO or get farmed down by a Fairy Wind. So that's why we did that, and we get the win. Alright, in this next matchup, we get the new King of Ultra League here, self-proclaimed, or at least according to PB Poke. Belly Bolt, we do get that superpower off, so we do get more damage off. We made sure to shield up the Parabolic Charge, which we're going to do anyways. And these Sucker Punches aren't doing a lot of damage. We can tank one move, knowing that it's not a Zap Cannon. And we're going to go for a little bit of an undercharge here to try to get some more energy. And the opponent decides to leave out of this matchup, taking their energy with them, but they're at such a low health that it may not turn into anything later on. But the opponent did give us switch advantage as a result, so that's fine with us. It allows us to hard punish them with our Dragonite, although they could do some considerable damage with Sludge Bomb against us, but we're going to chip them down before that becomes a reality here. They do go for the Sludge Bomb, and we hard pivoted into our Machamp because we could farm them down with Bullet Punch. So we do have a little bit of an energy lead, so to speak, on this Drapion here. We make sure to throw on CMP tie right here. And the opponent does give us their last shield, and so we're going to shield this up, yes, and it's a race whether we can get there in 4. Yep, we get there in 4 Bullet Punches to win CMP tie yet again. Boom. Take that, Drapion. And so now we're going to try and farm them down. We lure the opponent into believing they need to win, or that they need to farm us down in order to win, and then we snipe them with the Dragonite, taking up the Belly Bolt in the back. GG's. Alright, Guzzlord in the lead right here. And we're going to revert to our previous strategy of... Actually, this is a new strategy because we throw first. We just made sure to throw in good timing. And the opponent actually banks all their energy now. And so they go for 3 Incinerates here, allowing us to throw a move before any sort of Thunder Punch, which is fantastic. And they actually overfarm again for some reason, allowing us to get to this Mud Bomb right here. So at this point, we can afford to let the Toxicroak go. I was kind of curious to see if we would survive a Thunder Punch. No way. But we come in now with our Machamp, and we're going to be able to farm this thing down. Oh, but they actually switch out to avoid that farm down. And the opponent comes in now with their Skelders thinking they were in the clear. But that is certainly not the case because we got payback on this Machamp. And you know the deal. Boom! Man, that does not get old. Got that screenshot. Now the opponent comes back in with their Guzzlord here. And they just don't want to see this Machamp anymore. And I guess they're running single move Brutal Swing. I'm not sure. Anyways, we take this Dragon Claw on the Dragonite, and the opponent switches out, getting us to the Dynamic Punch. Let's go! GG's. So the opponent probably could have won by just Dragon Tailing us down, but they lost track of our energy, and they allow us to get that win, so thank you. Alright, so now the opponent is staying in with their Golurk right here, despite throwing double resisted Mud Slap fast moves. I'm not complaining though. We do get a shield, and the opponent decides to throw another Shadow Punch We anticipate that they're weak in the back to Dragonite, and they definitely are. They're running Ludicolo here, so luckily we did shield up the Dragonite. But now we're able to throw this next Dragon Claw here, see what the opponent wants to do. They let it through, so now at this point, we're going to go ahead and just go for this Poison Sting. If they scald us, they do, but they threw an Energy Ball, so very curious play, but we'll take it. Early season, whatever. But they did get that defense drop, and unfortunately, we actually do get to this move here, so not unfortunately. This is actually best case scenario because we take out the Golurk and we minimize farm for the Cacturn, and now we come in with the Machamp. Oh man, they top left it. I wanted a dynamic punch. You know what? I wanted to pay back the Cacturn. That was my goal. I remember now. That would have been some good content. Sorry, y'all. Anyways, opponent now has this Galarian Moltres here, and even if they throw Ancient Power, okay, so we actually survive the Ancient Power and they get the boost. Very unfortunate here, and I do believe that we were denied for a turn, so we had to throw a shield in as a result, or maybe I'm thinking of another battle here. But anyways, they come in with a Dragalge. I don't know if they're expecting this. Look at that damage right there. That is massive. So I do believe that in this battle we were denied at some point. But first, oh man, look at that catch right there. We are looking really good right now, and they just have a Golisopod in the back. And then I go for bait. Yep. This opponent has nerves of steel, let me tell you. They were playing to their win con. Nothing less, nothing more. Yep. Get 2 shield flexed on. GG's. Alright, into this next battle. Ready Steel in the lead, we got to switch out. And for some reason the opponent instant swapped as well. But kind of unfortunate for us because we're doing not very effective damage with these bullet punches. But the best thing we can do right now is to just waste this Fraligator's energy. So we throw on CMP tie that we know we're going to win. And see what the opponent wants to do. They throw their energy. So we're going to shield as well and try this again. We're going to win this CMP tie as well. Opponent plays the same CMP ties. So they decide to shield, and which means that they're going to waste all their energy on us right now. So they're at 0 energy right now, meaning that we can come now in with the Dragonite and try to farm them down, and if they get 7, we switch out. But they didn't commit to the Hydro Cannon, so fantastic for us. We get to come out with a lot of energy, and this will prove to be very valuable because they have that Registeel. But Dragonite's a little threatening now with the superpower, and we do about half of their health, which is fantastic. And their Pokemon in the back is a Giratina Altered, I believe, and shiny too, so it looks really cool. But what's even cooler is Shadow Ball. Boom! Look at that damage right there. And then at this point, I'm thinking of the win con. What can we do to win with that Registeel in the back? I didn't want to get farmed down by the Registeel, so I build up to the Shadow Ball, but I throw the Mud Bomb here so it doesn't take it out. We can farm it down with the Dragonite, and it's a race now to the superpower. Can we get there? Yes, let's go. All right, so we get this superpower off, and it's not enough actually. Oh my gosh, can we farmed it down? Thank goodness. GG's. Whew. That was a big game for Dragonite right there as a fighter. I think that one's gonna look very good, and at the end if we decide if it's a fighter and in Fight Club or not. So we'll keep that one in mind. All right. Here we do shield the Ice Beam. Excellent shield call. And the opponent comes in now with the Galarian Moltres. So Dragonite goes ahead and throws its move. And they let it through. And it was actually a CMP tie. Fun fact, Dragonite wins CMP tie against Galarian Moltres. I did not know that. So props to Dragonite. Oh! It was this battle. You saw that one turn lag right there? We would have been able to take it out with the Bullet Punch. They instead take our last shield. And they come out with the Giratina. Oh boy. Do they expect it? Boom! Oh my god! Look at that damage right there. We got the screenshot too. That was massive. They come in now with their Fraligator, and we're not done. We're gonna go for another move here. Oh, we tried for the screenshot, but they shielded it. No. Oh, that would have been perfect. Yeah, and at this point too, we need to get to the Shadow Ball in order to take out the Fraligator. We do not get there. and we get Hydro Cannon down, and then we get Farm down for the loss. GG's. But hey, style points though. We did all that we could, and the game lag caused us to lose that one, so we're just playing with the hand of cards that we're dealt with. Anywho, alright, we're now in this matchup with an Ampharos. It goes for Trailblaze, so luckily it didn't have Thunder Punch. That was a good call on our part. We're going to go ahead and shield this next Trailblaze, though, so that way we can get some extra energy, lure the opponent into a false sense of security that we just mismanaged our energy. But in reality, we wanted to get enough energy so that way the Drift Blend comes back in thinking they were all right. And look at that damage right there. We go for the snipe, but the opponent switches out in time, and we're just going to go straight for the superpower. We're going to... Oh, they shielded it up. Unfortunate. Well, you know, we're not done. We're debuffed. Yeah. Okay, we get that second shield right there. So, Dragonite, you did your job here. You did your job. You were fighting till the bitter end, and the opponent threw some energy in the process. So you're good. You're good. And then now we're coming in with the Machamp here, and we're gonna call a bait here. They actually go for the Parabolic Charge, which does a lot of damage, and these Mudslaps are doing a lot of damage. But we get the farm down with Bullet Punch, which would not be possible if we were doing counter or karate chop. So that's why we have Bullet Punch right there. GG's. All right, in this next matchup, we have a Spice Lord here coming in with, or starting out with the Manectric. We call the bait, letting the Psychic Fangs go through, and we get a shield here in the process. And we're gonna shield whatever they do next, whether it's another Psychic Fangs or a Wild Charge. They full send the Wild Charge, so we're good there. And then they come in with a Staraptor. That was really surprising, and so we unfortunately let a whole gust through. But at this point, we do chip it, and now we're just gonna, Bullet Punch the thing down. Let's go. They go for a fly here, and we're able to get it. Excellent. Again, that damage buff came into play right here. And did my eyes deceive me? They have a, oh my gosh, they got an Alakazam here. And we go for the nuke, and we get the screenshot, unfortunately, to no avail, though. And now we have a Toxicroak here, and we get the catch. Let's go. What did we catch? Did we catch a Fire Punch? What did we... Oh my gosh, that would have wrecked so many Toxicroaks. And then they get a crazy catch. My goodness. But we undercharged it so that we can get a good farm down. And we have it. We have the Mud Bomb. Is this enough? Let's go. There we go. There's our screenshot. You're not going to deny us twice. And then in the final match, we got a shiny Buzzwole. That thing looks amazing. And it would make a very well-respected member of Fight Club. So we will pursue those business inquiries after the match. But in the meantime, they come in now with their Ampharos. And we're going to tank whatever move on our Toxicroak. Again, it's a Trailblaze, so we're going to hopefully play this a little better this time and not mismanage our energy. We're just going to go straight for the Mud Bomb, and we're going straight for this next one. Nothing cute right here. We're just going to go ahead and throw it. The opponent gives us their second shield here, and can we survive? No, we cannot. So now the opponent has a lot of energy here, and we got to play this one smart, all right? And we do get one turn denied right there, so we get no Dragon Breath through, which is unfortunate. They bait us with the Brutal Swing. At this point, I decide to shield this as well and maybe go for a catch on the Machamp. But they come in now with the Buzzwole, so they've given up Switch here, and this is very advantageous for us. So we're going to go ahead and throw this next Dragon Claw here, and I don't think the opponent expects what we're about to do. Yes. Just Bullet Punch down the Buzzwole, and now we're able to get to this move here on CMP tie, and this will certainly be enough. Oh, the opponent force closed the app already. Let's go. Boom! The opponent didn't want the smoke. What do they have in the back? Oh my goodness. Yep, that's right. If you leave the fight and if the fight's not over, we'll finish it for you. Boom! It didn't even take it out. Then we just bullet punch it down some more for the win. GG's. All right, y'all. Those are all the videos I got. Totenias, thank you for the inspiration for this team here. Hopefully you enjoyed the battle. This goes for all of you now. If you got Pokemon or teams that you want to see, drop a comment and let a brother know. I'll go ahead and make it happen. That's what I do. But I think after that display, I think Dragonite has earned its stripes, and it's part of the Fight Club. So we got a really cool team here. Try it out if you want. If you try out any of my teams, let me know how they go. I'm interested to see how they go and how they play out at different elos. But hey, as I said before, if you're new to the channel, you enjoyed this content, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe so you are in the loop for the next videos that we have in store. We've got some really good ones. And if you're an OG, if you've been around here, keep showing the love, keep showing the support. Drop a like, leave a comment, share this with your friends and family, and let's get some more subscribers. If we get to 150, we get that shiny glaring Moltres action that I've been telling you guys about. So let's get there, guys. But anyways, this outro's gone on long enough. But thanks for the support. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.